Habari. So today we're going to make hairstyle, afro cut and fade hairstyle. So within your brain file of this course folder, open a brain file called realistic head mesh. To open the mesh will be like this one. So we have a realistic head in there. So from here we are going to create a afro cut and fade hairstyle. First of all, we need to create a scalp where we'll be adding our hair. So we select our head and then we're going to edit mode. Remember previous I said about hairline. Male hairline is like this, then up to this, like that. So you need to create hair scalp where we'll be adding our hair. Another thing, we need to add a reference image here. So I'll drop a reference image here, this one. So we'll be making afro hairstyle from here, maybe this one. First of all, we are going to create a scalp. So we're going to edit mode. We'll select this, Control L, come here, select by sim. See, we've selected this one and the Control L. So this one and this one, Control L, we've selected two. And I want to add this one up to this point. And I want to select. So normally we don't have hair below the ear. So after selecting, what we can do, we can shift D, duplicate and P to separate. So after that, after creating the scalp, here it is. Here is the scalp that I have just created. So another thing that we'll do, we'll move this annotation. So we remain with our scalp here. And remember, after creating your scalp, you need to UV unlap it. So in here, and go. I already UV unlap this one. Later on, we can paint this scalp. So take a look here on your object data. We have a hair scalp UV map. So if you're going to here into UV editor, you see we have a UV map here. You can remove this. We have a UV map here. So another thing, this tab timeline, I'll switch this to geometry node editor, and in here, this is my hair scalp. I already made different hairstyle. If I can show you, we have this one, I called Afro hairstyle. This one, we have this one, I call it low Afro hairstyle. We have this one. This is Afro cut curl hairstyle. And we have this one. This is fade cut hairstyle. We have down here a fade. And lastly, we have a madness hairstyle. And you can see this one. So we'll make two hairstyle. We'll make afro and fade cut hairstyle. The rest you can find them into this pen file, and you can take a look and study how you can create them yourself. So let me create another correction. Afro 2 hairstyle. After that, we need to select your scalp, then shift A. I'll add the curve, then empty here, copy the name here and paste it here. It will be Afro 2 hairstyle. We have hair object but not the hair, so we'll go into scope mode to add the hair scope mode. Then what I'll do, I'll use this density and switch to density. Then in here I can change lens shape point and it 10. You can even leave at 8. Then this is enough for afro. Then I'll enable X mirror. I'll add the afro here. Remember, we are adding this hair, the surface object, it is the hair scalp. not the character head itself, but the scalp. So that's why the hair are not being added here, but being added only on the scalp. So after adding the hair there, we can comb it, we can sterilize it. So I'll choose this grow and shrink brush, and I need to then project it, and this to be just a little bit. Then here I need to comb this here just a little bit here. Switch to project, just randomizing. So after combing afro, another thing you can see here, the length is not the same here, and here it's not the same. So what I can do, I can come here and select random select, then I'll decrease probability. I need to select just few of them. From there I can choose the snake hook or increase a little bit the length, then select random select, just like that. You have randomized the hair length. Then after that, on here on your modifier panel, I will add another modifier geometry node. Add this need to be above the surface deform, and I'll copy the name here and put it here. Afro to hairstyle. In geometry node editor, we need to enable fake user. Here, what the first thing that we'll do, we'll add here, we'll add on coming to your right, we'll add your hair curve profile. Here I always put 0.01. After adding set hair curve profile, you need to add either interpolate or duplicate, but in here in generation we use interpolate. So interpolate will increase, will leave the surface, we choose this one, our hair scalp, and we can increase the density, let's say 100,000. Then in here, remember to put the surface UV, the name of UV map, so you search for name the attribute. Then you will select this hair scalp, then come to your object, copy this name of your UV map, or by default you can leave it as UV map, but I prefer to change the name of UV map with hair scalp. So in here you paste the hair scalp UV map, there it is. So you can even change here to, let's say, 800,000. You see how dense the air is. So another node that we'll use, we'll add, because we want to make this afro. The afro hair is usual of noise or curl. So I'll add deformation. I'll use noise, well, hair curve noise, just a little bit of hair noise. On the scale here, distance 0.05, I'll reduce to 5. Even cumulative offset, I'll put it off with or without, then I'll increase there, maybe 5, just a little bit, preserve length. Another thing, I'll use a freeze. Come to your deformation, choose freeze, it is. I need to preserve length, so the length is preserved, and you see here the freeze is starting half of the hairstyle guide. I need it to start here at the scalp, so I'll put 0.1 or 0.2. You see where the freeze starts, and I'll reduce the distance 0.05. You see how the freeze. So another thing, I will copy. Let me enable this one. I want to copy material. Control L, link material, yes, here it is. So I need material to be black. By now you can call it that you have completed creating your afro hairstyle, but we can do more than this. So here you can even add a clamp. You say we needed to clamp the hair at the top, so you can shift it, come to your guides and add clamp. You see how the clamp node work. So we'll need to reduce the guide distance. The guide distance, you need to be testing distance. So we'll put 0.01. You see how a clamp. Then we can decrease a little bit, 0.005. Yes, I think this is enough. And then another thing we can do, we can increase the tip spread it a little bit, 0.01. This is too much, 0.05. Even you can reduce the shape, 0.25, like this. So another thing, you see our afro here at the top, they are curled. So we need to add another node, curl node. Come to your guide, then come to curl. You'll drop it. Then you can copy this guide distance up to here, 0.05. Then you can reduce the curl radius. Let's take 0.01. You see here, you don't see any effect because you need to add the frequency. Maybe frequency you can put it 50. Then another thing that you need to make, the subdivision. Subdivision is when you can put 2. You see what we start to get. And another thing, random offset 0.75. So you see how the curl are big. We need to reduce the radius, 0.01, 0.05. You can take a look. No, that is still too much, 0.0025. Too much, maybe 0.35. Yes, 35 is enough. Then what I need to make, you see how the curl start directly from the root. We need our curl to start at the tip. So here we need to curl start here, 0.1. Then we can even increase here, 0.2, not 0.2 but 2. You see where the curl start. Even we can increase it more, 3. This one start to look like this one. And another thing, you can reduce the hair here at the back. Look too much. So this is how you make the afro hairstyle. And here to fill these gaps, you can even increase the amount 10. And if you want the curl to look sharp, you can reduce the curl start too. You see how noticeable are they? But I want to blur them, so I'll increase the curl start to 2.5, 0.3. And even you can play with the radius, let's say 0.5. Or 0.2. So there is just no one way that you can do this thing. You have tested different ways that you can achieve what you are trying to create. So this is all about afro hairstyle. And another thing, remember, we don't have hair. So what I can do here, using our density mask here, come to our scalp, then I'll add new vertex group, then I'll choose this scalp, I'll choose this control, then I'll light here, then I'll assign it, go to wig paint. So here it is. I can bright a little bit. So remember it is here. So I copy this name, I'll come here. In density, I'll search for named attribute there. Then I'll input that name here. So you see, it's worked at the masking, no hair before the ear. So if I cancel this, you see there is hair, there is no. So This is how you create afro in Blender. And another thing, if you think that your hair is too noticeable, you can keep increasing the curl start. Let me try 10. You see how it is when we put it at 10. So you can reduce a little bit, like 5 too low, 7. And you can even increase the radius here, 0.1. Or just a little bit, 0.75. You see, so this is how you make a afro hairstyle in Blender.